Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. The roadmap has been heavily updated this week, so let us take a closer look. These videos are made possible thanks to my very generous patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you would like to support the channel further, all the links are in the description below. So the roadmap this week has had a significant update with 20 more teams being added to the progress tracker, including the downstream teams, which in total means there are more than 100 new deliverables included. So today I would like to do more of an overview of what has changed, and then over the course of the next week or two, break down specific areas and point out anything of interest. So let's firstly look at some of the main changes. For 3.13 specifically, they have added the ROCDS to the progress tracker and release view, and reiterated that alongside the Crusader Hercules, M2, C2 and Nova Tonk, the mission spawn closets and ship to station docking will release in a subsequent 3.13 patch, so a 3.13.1.2, still within the 3.13 branch, just not with the initial live release. Now, on to the progress tracker changes. They are re-evaluating the physics team schedule, which resulted in the following 3 deliverables being temporarily removed until the schedule is complete. They are physical quantum travel movement, phys area refactoring, and water physics large object buoyancy. For the mission feature team, resources were needed for higher priority features, which means the following deliverables have also been temporarily removed. They are Grimhex Race, Prisons version 3, Dynamic Population and Bounty Hunting version 2, and finally for the USPU gameplay feature team, resources were also needed for higher priority features, so the Mission Manager app, Grimhex Race again, Org Perks and Benefits and the Notification System Tier 0 were also temporarily removed. They will come back once they are ready and know where they need to fit. But on the other hand, some new higher priority features have taken their place, and these are selling, which will deal with having the ability to sell items back to shops. That will also support a generalized looting system that'll fill lockers and enemy backpacks with random assortments of items that can be looted and sold. There is persistent hangars, which will grant players the ability to have their own persistent hangar, bringing changes to the cargo gameplay loop as well by allowing us to pack the grids manually. And then persistent Habs, which will grant the player the ability to have their own personal hub. Personally, these 3 features are all features that I have been longing for so long now. We need a place to store items that we buy or find, and particularly when personal inventories come in, of course, it'll be so much more heavily needed. And having a home or a hangar to do this, as well as storing our ships and vehicles, will be amazing. Not to mention, finally being able to sell items to shops. This will create that much needed loop that is pretty much vital to all MMOs. The ability to loot enemies that you kill, or maybe finding objects that you can then sell on. Now, the downside to these 3 features is that the work for them isn't set to be completed until the end of November, so it's not going to be anytime soon. It'll be towards the end of this year that we will likely see them, but I am still very happy to see them present on the roadmap this year. They have also more accurately defined task requirements that are needed for the completion of persistent streaming and server meshing, which have now been added to both the network and persistent tech teams. Again, I will go through them in a separate video. So, on to the new teams that have been added to the progress tracker. The teams are as followed. We have the AI content team, AI tech and features team, the audio team, character art and tech team, cinematics, EU-PU gameplay feature, facial animations team, fire sprite, gameplay story, lighting team, location concept art, Montreal modular team, motion capture team, narrative, props, Squadron 42 features, tech animation, UI features and UI tech, and visual effects teams. So a lot of teams, many of which I will break down in separate videos if I feel like there's some important stuff in there to address. And finally, they have increased the roadmap's functionality with new additions like filters, searches and so on, just making the use of the roadmap much easier. And with the new addition of the downstream teams, they are actually classing the roadmap that we have now as version 1.0. So functionality wise, the roadmap now allows us to see exactly what teams are working on each particular deliverable and their schedules, giving us multiple perspectives of the various work being done. We can also search both the deliverable and the description to allow us to find features that we want, even if we don't know the feature's name. On the right hand side of the progress tracker is the new filters menu. Here we can sort the deliverables alphabetically or based on when their work is due to begin, and also filter deliverables by project or by the disciplines assigned to them. And finally, on some deliverables, if they also appear on the release view, there is a link to take you to that location on the release view so you can see the respective release quarter that they're coming in. To finish with, they addressed when we can expect to see additional quarters in the release view, and they will coincide with the planning meetings that happen as a quarter comes to a close. So they said expect the first new quarter to be added in May. So that is the latest for the roadmap. As mentioned earlier, this is just a quick overview of the latest information. There is a lot of juicy features now included that I am itching to tell you all about. So do expect a few videos over the course of next week highlighting these features and some of the new teams. Plus, over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers we will definitely be talking about this further. So be sure to come and hang out if you want to join in. Do consider subscribing if you enjoy my content, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified whenever my videos go live. And if you could do the channel a big favor and hit that thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Again, massive thank you to my patrons and channel members for their support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.